Breaking: North Korea warns U.S. it is ready to launch missiles at Guam. Here's what we know. North Korean state media has just renewed their previous threat to launch nuclear missiles toward the U.S. territory of Guam, warning that if President Trump continues with his reckless moves, they would eventually take action. This threat has U.S. officials on high alert, and has Mad Dog Mattis ready to act in an instant. From July to September, North Korea launched 5 separate missile tests, including 2 intercontinental ballistic missiles. Despite constant warnings from the U.S., Japan, South Korea, the United Nations, and even their ally China, North Korea has continued to push the bounds of our leaders' patience. The UN and President Trump have tried imposing sanctions on them by blocking key exports, which resulted in a nearly 70% decrease in their GDP. Yet, Kim Jong-un continues to plow forward despite all resistance, and seems intent on destroying all of Western civilization. Tokyo CNN reports that the Little Rocket Man has renewed his threats to launch a missile towards Guam, which U.S. leaders have repeatedly said would be treated as an act of war. North Korean state media on Friday renewed a threat to launch missiles toward the U.S. territory of Guam, warning that reckless moves by the U.S. would compel Pyongyang to take action. North Korea first said it was examining a plan to target the Pacific island in August after U.S. President Donald Trump warned the isolated regime would face fire and fury like the world has never seen following the U.S. intelligence assessment that North Korea had produced a miniaturized nuclear warhead. We have already warned several times that we will take counteractions for self-defense, including a salvo of missiles into waters near the U.S. territory of Guam, the KCNA report quoted Kim Kwang-hak, a researcher at the Institute for American Studies of the North Korean Foreign Ministry, as saying. President Trump has recently sent a major warship over to the Korean peninsula, in anticipation of Kim Jong-un's psychotic war moves. Despite the United States' superior military on all levels, North Korea continues to threaten us with violence, however. These latest threats to nuke Guam come after weeks of rising tensions and bubbling tempers, as Trump and North Korea have exchanged a barrage of remarks towards one another via Twitter and other outlets. Tensions will continue to rise however, because come Monday, the U.S. and South Korea will conduct a simulation war drill. Joint military exercises are particularly infuriating to Pyongyang. The North Korean government views them as a dress rehearsal for an invasion, even as the U.S. insists they are purely defensive in nature. The KCNA report listed a string of perceived U.S. provocations, including a litany of bombastic threats from President Trump, recent deployments of a U.S. nuclear submarine and aircraft carrier to the region, and a new round of high-intensity U.S. and South Korea joint naval drills. The article ended with a familiar warning, that the U.S. would be solely responsible for pushing the situation on the peninsula to the point of explosion. North Korea's missiles have a range of 150 kilometers to over 10,000 kilometers, more than enough to strike at Guam. UN's hunger for power only continues to grow despite massive global backlash, and as Trump has said before, many are beginning to believe that there's now only one thing which North Korea understands. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.